What's up, guys? My name is Sydney King. I am almost 22 years old. I have been doing book talk for about almost 10 months now, I think. I think I started back in March, but I didn't really start taking it seriously until September when I blew up on TikTok. I had a couple of viral videos that were unrelated to book talk, but I knew I wanted my niche to have to do with books and writing, so that's basically what I've been doing. I'm gonna fix my camera angle a little bit. Those are all my books. That's my bookshelf. My favorite genre is fantasy. I absolutely love everything about fantasy, romantasy, dark fantasy, probably in particular dark fantasy because I find that to be a little bit more fulfilling for me. And I love slow burn romance. I'm not really into fast romance. I'm not really into super spicy reading. If there's a couple spicy scenes, whatever. I've loved reading like my whole life. My family is full of readers except my mom. My mom has actually been reading Throne of Glass this year, so kudos to mom. I think she's enjoying it. The rest of us have been readers like our whole lives. My dad loves to read. He got me into Brandon Sanderson, so Brandon Sanderson is probably my favorite author besides Cassandra Clare. My favorite book series in probably the whole world is The Infernal Devices besides the Stormlight Archive. Two completely different worlds, but still fantasy. I am not a huge reader of romance. I haven't read a lot of romance. I have a hard time reading things that I feel can be kind of cringy or not realistic. Like I said, I'm into more slow burn, so if you have any good slow burn romance recommendations, I will take them gladly. I am also writing my own book. I am hoping to finish the first draft by my birthday, so that's kind of something huge that I've been working on that I'm really excited about. I have talked about it a bit on my TikTok, so you can go look over there if you want to see more about it and what I'm writing. Yeah, let's get into what this video is going to be about. I'm going to be talking about categories of books I've read from this year. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm hoping I make it at least a little bit exciting. I guess this is kind of a reflection of what I've read over this year, so I'm super excited to share with you guys what I have read and different categories that go along with it. So first, we are going to start with the saddest book I read this year, and the award goes to If He Had Been With Me. If you know, you know. This is the most heartbreaking book I read, and I sobbed for a good few hours after I read this. I have not read the second one, and I don't know if I will, because this book honestly emotionally destroyed me, and not in a very good way. It kind of freaked me out a little bit, and I already have anxiety, and so if you know, you know. And I already have anxiety, so I like went to my husband and I was like, yeah, if you know, you know. Either way, it's about the two kids, Autumn and Finn, and it's their life growing up until they're in college. Basically, this one is from the point of view of Autumn. Autumn and Finn used to be really good friends. They did everything together until their lives changed. Neither of them knew how much they both wanted their interaction together, and so because they're both from two different cliques, it just made it kind of complicated. And they're also next door neighbors, and their families are family friends. So there's like some awkward scenes, but there's also some like growth scenes in here. I think it was really good. I'd recommend if you like a good sad book, but just be forewarned, the ending is extremely heartbreaking. I said that was my saddest book, If He Had Been With Me, but that doesn't mean that was the book I cried to the most. The award for that goes to Girl in Pieces. I seriously marked this one up. I've never cried so much reading a book as I have Girl in Pieces. This one destroyed me, but I loved it so much. It's about this girl named Charlotte, and it starts with her in a mental facility. Correct me if I called that the wrong thing. I don't like calling it that. I just, for some reason, I can't think of the right word. Sorry. Anyways, she starts out there, and it just kind of goes along her journey with her mental health and things she goes through, and just, it's so heartbreaking. I believe this is based off of real life too. I think the author, like something similar, I'm not sure. It just seriously broke my heart, and I just cried so much. Like there were so many scenes that I was just in my room on my bed reading, just sobbing. I have videos of me crying reading this, so I highly recommend, but just be forewarned, read the trigger warnings. Like don't read this without knowing what the trigger warnings are. The next book I'm going to show you is my most exploratory genre. I got really into true crime this year and like watching true crime, but I also wanted to read true crime. I had actually watched a case on this. I believe it was Michelle Cuervo, if that's right. Her podcast, I Wish You Were Here. You should go watch it if you like true crime. She talked about this case, and it's College Girl Missing. So it was really interesting to have watched it and read it. I didn't put together that they were the same case, but there were so many details in this that were like completely missed out. But I will say that this book is written by one of the reporters that covered the case. I just did not like him very much. I think he was snobby and kind of mean. I do wish he was more respectful towards those that lost their daughter, but at the same time, like, this book did have a lot of information that, like, the public didn't know about. Yeah, it says right here, this book contains information never before made public. So, really interesting. I want to get more into some true crime. I think this one was really good for the most part. I just did not like the narrator very much. I think the reporter was kind of a snob. Next, we have my favorite books that I read this year, and that is the Spark of the Everflame series. I picked up Spark of the Everflame because it had the prettiest cover I have ever seen, and the sprayed edges were really gorgeous. But I did not expect to get so sucked into this world like I was. It follows this girl, DM, who she has to take this medicine to suppress these feelings that she's having, and then she stops taking it and weird things start happening, right? I think it's one of those tropes, you know? There's a love triangle, it's a slow burn, which I love. I can't, I just loved everything about it. And I got the hardcover of the third one because they weren't out with the sprayed edge third one yet. On my birthday, I will probably get the sprayed edge. But I do love that this one has the most gorgeous art on the inside. And one of the characters, Luther, I love Luther. He looks so good. I love it. I believe they were self-published at first before the author was given an opportunity to actually publish them, and so she did publish them. And that's what they are now. So gorgeous, inspiring, I love them. It just makes me want to write my book more, if that makes sense. This is probably my favorite series this year. I think I gave both of these 5 stars, and I think I gave this like 4.75 stars, and I think the only reason I gave it that is because it was a little slower than the other ones, but whatever. Can't wait for the last one to come out this next year, so looking forward to that. I would carry the whole stack over here, except I don't feel like it, so I'm on this book, Empire of Storms. This is my series I started this year but have not finished yet, and that's the Throne of Glass series. I am not tandem reading this one and Tower of Dawn because I just feel like I'll get too confused. But when I do a reread of the series, because I am reading it so slow right now, I probably will tandem read it. I just don't want to do that on my first read. You can come at me for that if you want. It's just my brain can't handle that. But either way, I am really excited to finish the series. It's just taken me a while. To be honest, I read the first one years ago, and then I picked the series back up because of encouragement from my roommate when I came home from my LDS mission. And when I did, I was like, I need to pick up the series because it was talked about on Book Talk so much, and my friend told me I should read them. But I just have not gotten to finishing the series because I feel like some parts of it have just dragged so much. I just need to finish it. Everyone keeps telling me to. I will definitely next year. I will pick it up. I will finish it. So this is a series I started and need to finish still. This next category is kind of funny, but it's books I borrowed that I haven't read yet or finished yet. They are my dad's books. So yes, I've had them like this whole year, haven't read them, and they're my father's, but I will eventually. This first one though I have read before, but I want to do a reread because I haven't read the last one yet because I think it came out right before my mission, so I never got to read it. That's the second era of the Mistborn series. So the Alloy of Law, I have read the series. I just haven't gotten to the last one, so I wanted to reread the series because I've forgotten a lot that's happened. So I love these books. Wax and Wayne, they're so funny. If you haven't read Mistborn, I highly recommend. It is such a good fantasy series. It is so main character is a girl, Vin, and who doesn't like a bad A girl, right? These are all Brandon Sanderson books, by the way. The next we have The Frugal Wizard's Handbook for Surviving Medieval England. So funny enough, I started this book before my mission, but I never finished it. I got to like halfway before I had to go and I had to stop reading. But I started rereading it again when I got home, but I just for some reason could not focus on a book when I got home. So I will be reading this soon. It is up there in what I need to read, and it's so funny, it's hilarious. I just couldn't get into it at the moment. It's a Sunlit Man, kind of the same thing. I never started it, but I wanted to read it, and it's, I guess it's really important to read before Wind and Truth. At least that's what my dad says I should do, so I will be doing that. But super excited to get into these. I don't want to physically pull out all the books from my TBR and bring them over there, so I am now by my shelf. I will be showing you the books on my TBR. There are so many, so let me pull them out real quick. Oh my goodness, you guys should see this stack. Let me just point it down. It's insane. I need to get onto my TBR. I say that's insane, and then I know people that have like over 200 books on their TBR, so honestly, I'm doing pretty good. Let's go over them. Six of Crows. To be honest, I did not like... It's right there, Shadow and Bone. I wasn't the greatest fan of Shadow and Bone, like the writing in particular. I just don't feel like it was very good. I think it was her debut though, so I can't blame her. The story was good, but the writing itself just made me cringe a little, but that's a personal opinion. I keep seeing Six of Crows everywhere, so I decided, okay, I'm gonna actually read it. I'm gonna try her again. So maybe her writing's better now. I don't know. I did start reading A Darker Shade of Magic, but I didn't get very far because I was confused, and I was also having a hard time focusing at that point, but I will be getting into this. I'm excited to read it though. I've heard lots of great things about V.E. Schwab. The Shadow Me series. I'm a huge dystopian fantasy fan, sci-fi fan, like those sort of mixes, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. I like honestly have no idea what it's about, and I know it's a long series, which honestly I could use a good like series to dive into again because I have a lot. But either way, excited for that one. I was honestly influenced to read this because I love a dark fantasy, Alchemized. I really want to get into it. It's chunky though. I feel like I will eat this up though because I'm a dark fantasy gal, but I guess we'll see. I'm excited. I kind of hoping to read this a little earlier in the year so I can get through it. I'm surprised I haven't eaten these up yet, but Better in Black and the Bane Chronicles. I am rereading the whole Shadowhunter world before the new series starts coming out. I will be reading this as like the parts of it, like there's different couples. I'll read them as I go through the series. I won't be sitting down and reading this all at once, but I will eventually. And then the Bane Chronicles, I will just probably read it when I get to the end of the whole world. Cruel Prince, I think it speaks for itself. Holly Black and Cassandra Clare are friends. Anything Holly Black writes, I kind of have to read now because I love Cassandra Clare, if that makes sense. But this is popular, so I really want to read it. I did start reading it also a little bit, but I didn't get very far. Next, of course, I already talked about Throne of Glass, so I'm not going to talk about that again. I used to be a huge Kira Cass fan. As you can see, I have all the selection. So Betrothed and Betrayed, I think, speak for themselves. I've really wanted to read these for so long. When I read 1,000 Heartbeats, I was not super impressed, and so I'm a little nervous to read these now, but who knows. One of them is a signed copy, so that's part of why I did buy it, was because I love Kira so much, so I wanted the signed copies, so that's honestly part of why I just bought them. Next, I have Bladebreaker. I don't have Fatebreaker. This is also a signed edition. Super cool. I think Victoria Aveyard has influenced my writing journey a lot, so I like her as an author. I think she has great books. Red Queen has inspired my writing journey a lot, so I love her books, and so I want to finish the series. I'm excited for her pirate book that will be coming out eventually. Really looking forward to that. Last but not least, Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson. I have not read this yet. I wanted to eat it up, but my focus just has not been the same. We're gonna get to this next year, but Wind and Truth is up there in my priority. I'm a little nervous I won't remember a lot and we'll have to reread the whole series because that might take me a little bit, but at the same time, I could probably just skim the first few and remember. Really looking forward to reading Wind and Truth. I've been wanting to read this for so long, Brandon. I was gonna go through all the books that I did read this year, but a lot of them are on my Kindle and I don't feel like doing that, so I will just leave a screenshot of my Fable Wrapped on here, especially since I will be editing this video, and by the time that I probably post it, I'll have more books on my Wrapped, so I could probably post it then. I am on my 25th book of the year because I did have a crazy horrible reading slump when I came back from my mission, so I did not read for a really long time, and it took me till September when I started my book talk to actually get into reading. So I'm super grateful for book talk and starting book talk, and that's part of why I've wanted to do more long form videos. I want to be a more animated talker, but it's just, this is so new to me, so if I am boring to you, I'm sorry. I'm trying my hardest. I will get better, I promise. But either way, I'm super excited for what this new year is going to be. My goal is 50 books, but honestly, I can see myself reading more, especially since for the last fourth of the year, I did read 25 books. So if we do the math, what's 25 times 4? I could definitely read 100 books before the end of next year if I keep up that game. I guess we'll see, but I'm also going to be focusing a lot on writing my own book, so I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'll probably be replacing a lot of my reading time with writing time, but I will still have designated times to read. I love reading at night. My go-to time is between 9 o'clock and midnight. I love reading between that time. Actually, more so 10 p.m. and 12. But at the same time, my schedule will be changing and my husband's will be changing. My husband will be around more, so that will change things. I'm super excited for what the new year will bring. If you have any recommendations of books you love, leave them in the comments. I would love to know and I would love to hear. Let me know what your favorite book was that you read this year. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching and I hope you have the best day ever. Give someone some love today. Love you guys.